yeah, today we're going to talk about, you remember from last week, our chat from last week, the 90-90-90 rule. Oh, where 90% of new traders lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days. No. And I said you don't want to be there. You're going to do good risk management, ironclad discipline, and proper analysis. Proper analysis where bum on seat, spend time, draw your trend lines, your support, your resistance lines, look for breakouts, look at patterns, different patterns like a bull flag, a bear flag, cup and handle pattern, double bottom, but double top. That is proper analysis, and we're gonna get there. Don't get scared and run away. That's not all that difficult. It's not rocket science, but yeah, you gotta do some work. It's not gonna come easy. And today we're gonna start with risk management, and most probably the most important tool in your risk management toolbox, and that is a pre-trade checklist. That is very important. You know, there's no ways that you will get in an aeroplane with a pilot that didn't do his pre-flight inspection, that didn't do his pre-takeoff checks. No. The same with trading. Do that. Do your pre-flight checks and your pre-flight inspection and your pre-takeoff checks before you take off. And before you open a position or before you open a trade, because you don't want to be part of that 90%. You want to be in the 10%, and you will be in that 10% if you stick to these rules and respect these rules. So anyway, let's get the show on the road, and let's dive into the first chart and see what we can learn out of it. See you on the chart. Crikey Moses. What do we have here? Is this a homemade Four Seasons pizza that went terribly wrong or what? There's green lines, there's red lines, there's another red line, there's blue lines, yellow lines, pink lines, purple line. We need help. Yes. So what are we going to do? We need to tidy this up, and we need to tidy this up to look like this room. This is the before and after of. It looks like a teenager's room on a Saturday morning, and we need to tidy this room of ours up to look like the exact room on the right hand side. Now let's have a look at our before shot, and that is what our before shot looks like. Absolute disaster. So we also need to tidy that up. Here we are on 4 charts. We've put them on 4 charts on one screen in TradingView. And yeah, now it's easy to work on. So let me go show you how on the next chart how I start my analyzing on a blank chart. But before we go, I'll see those two rascals, Randall and Gandalf is there again. I see they got something to say again. So I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. And while I'm having a sip of my coffee, you enjoy these two guys, and I'll see you on the next chart. So
please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to smash the like button.
Thank you, Randall and Gandalf. And yeah, here's our clean chart that I've spoken about just before our friends popped in. And you can see there's nothing on this chart at the moment. It's just the candles. It's just the candles or price, and we also call this price action. So remember that in future. So yeah, so we can only see the candles or price action, and we need to determine what is the trend. Is it the uptrend or is it a downtrend? And we're on a daily chart, the Bitcoin daily chart, and I've done some homework just before I opened this chart. just to buy us some time, and you'll see here that a number of HHs and HLs and LL, and what are all those? And so those are HH is higher high, so it's a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, high, and here lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high. So let's start here. It made a higher high, then it came down, made a higher low, then it made another higher high because it went higher than the previous high, and that makes it a higher high. So if, let's say, it didn't manage to get past the previous higher high and it stopped here somewhere, then it would have been a lower high. But in this case, it made a higher high, a higher low, then it made another higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It's almost like climbing a staircase. Then what happened is we made this higher high, and we were supposed to make make another higher low, but that higher low went lower than the previous higher low, so it immediately changed its name to lower low. Now it's a lower low. Then it rallied up a little bit, and then it was a lower high. Then from there it came down, and it made another lower low, another lower high, and another lower low, and another lower high. So this here is a definite downtrend and a bearish trend. And in this case, it was an uptrend. So now let's jump into the checklist, because we need to go tell the checklist that we've analyzed the trend, and we in a downtrend, which is a bearish trend. So here we go. So this is our this is our pre-trade checklist. And you'll see on the left hand side it says swing trade, because we're on a daily time frame. And if you select that cell, there's a drop down menu, and if you select, let's say you want to trade in a 10-minute charts, then you'll see it will change immediately from swing trade to scalp trade. But we on the daily, so let's select daily, and that puts us back into a swing trade. Just right of swing trade, you'll see weight, and the reason why it's weight, because everything that we're going to check now on our checklist is still neutral. So that tells us weight. Don't buy or go long, or sell or go short. Do nothing. You just sit there and wait until then you got the date, and let's put the date in. Today's date is control semicolon, sorry, and that gives us the date. The coin pair is BTC. We're trading BTC, USD, or the analyzed time frame we did, and then we got our checklist: trend direction, RSI, MACD, stock RSI, EMA formation, EMA 200, Gaussian channel, Williams alligator, and the bots. And this trend direction that we've analyzed just before we came to this the checklist was bearish. So what do? We just you select that cell, and then it's got a drop down menu again, and it'll tell you, and you tell it you've analyzed it and it's bearish. Okay. Well, this is just a simple Excel spreadsheet that I've made a couple of years ago, and I'll make it available for you at the end of the video. So if you want this spreadsheet, you're more than welcome to use it. But you can make your own as well. It can be a piece of paper hanging next to your computer, or it can be whatever you fancy. But you need to have a pre-trade checklist. But yeah, like I said, for the subscribers, I'll make this available for you at the end of the video. Now let's jump back to the the chart and do the rest. So now we're back in the chart. Let's get rid of those. And the next thing we're going to check is the RSI. So we're going to go to our indicators, and we're going to look for RSI, which is the relative strength index. And yeah, we're going to select that. Now, within RSI, just a quick recap what the RSI is. The RSI tells us if the RSI is above, like it is at the moment here, if that is above the 50% line, then we're in an uptrend. If it's below, then we're in a downtrend. And then if it goes below this red line, this red dotted line at the bottom here, then it's in the oversold area. And the same with going above the green, then it's the overbought area. But for all practical reasons, we need to know whether we're in an uptrend or downtrend, and we see that this is just above, so yeah, then it qualifies as bullish and not bearish. And then we jump back to our chart, and we're going to mark the RSI as bullish. Right. Now the next thing we need to check is the MACD. Okay, so now we're going to see what the MACD is telling us. And the MACD, this is the MACD, and this yellow line is called the signal line. Now the MACD line is the red, and then it turns green, and then it turns red. That is your MACD line. This is a customized MACD line, so it does look a little bit different from the default one, but it's still the same. So whenever the MACD line, the green is above, when it goes green, when it above the signal line, then we're in an uptrend. If it goes below the signal line, then we're in a downtrend. So that's basically what the MACD is telling us. So now let's jump back to let's go back to our checklist, and we need to tell our checklist where we are. So we are bullish. We are bullish because it was above the signal line, so we are bullish. Right, here's the stochastic RSI, which is a momentum indicator. So you can see when the momentum is very strong, you can see how this, it's a strong momentum. It's almost, the line's almost upright. Yeah, and then when it goes below this yellow line, then it's in a downtrend. Then the momentum shift into a downtrend. And you can see it on price action as well, what happened. Like you can see, okay, got there, it ran out of momentum, and then, yeah, it lost momentum, picked up a little bit, went below this yellow line again, and yeah, the rest is history. So now we're going to tell our checklist, are we bullish or are we bearish? Now we're back on our checklist, and we had stochastic RSI, and like we said, we're going to mark it bullish, which I'm not 100% comfortable with, but that's what the charts are saying, and that is and that is what the indicator is telling us. All right, now let's go to the next one, which is EMA formation. Okay, so now we're going to find out about the EMA formation. And normally with the EMA formation, I would prefer the lowest number EMA 10 to be on top, then 21, 55, 100, 200, and that'll be a perfect EMA formation. So the blue line represents the EMA 10. The yellow line is the EMA 21. The red line is the EMA 55. The purple line is the EMA 100, and then the green line is the EMA 200. Now, strictly speaking, in any time frame that you trade in, when price action is below the 200 EMA, you're basically in a downtrend. So you got to be very careful before you go in a long or buy. So let's see what these EMAs are telling us. And you can see on the chart here that although the EMA 10 has crossed above the EMA 21, it might be an early warning or early telltale that we might see a reversal. But I'm not 100% convinced. And then we'll see. We still sit with, so we can say, okay, 20, 21, 10, 55, 100, 200. So this formation is very bearish for me. So I'm going to mark this as bearish. So yeah, let's go to our checklist. And here we are on our checklist. And EMA formation, how are we gonna mark that? We're gonna mark that bearish. Boom. Okay, now the EMA 200, you will remember, I'm going to mark the EMA 200 now at the same time. You will remember that I said that when we're below the EMA 200, we basically, in whatever time frame, we're basically in a downtrend. So we can mark that as bearish as well. Now we're going to go to the Gaussian channel. Now the Gaussian channel, we need to get into this troubled water again, which is in this case, need to help us to throw us on the other side, because we need to get out of this troubled water. We're not even close to the price action is not even close to the Gaussian channel yet. So I'm going to mark that as bearish as well. So let's jump back to the chart, to the checklist, and Gaussian channel, bearish. Right, so this is the Williams alligator, and what we can see from the Williams alligator, that there's three lines, a green, a red, and a blue. The green line represents the lips of the alligator. The red line represents the teeth, and then the blue line is the jaw. So whenever the lips are on top, then the teeth, then the jaw, we are on an uptrend. The other way around, the lips at the bottom. So basically, the alligator is lying on his back, and it's definitely not having a tan. It's having a bad time because it's battling to turn around again, you know. So the lips are at the bottom, the teeth in the middle, and the jaw on top. So where are we with this specific alligator? Let's see. You know, if we look at this alligator, we can see that it's not 100%, but it looks like the lips wants to go above the jaw. The teeth hasn't crossed yet, crossed above the jaw, because that will tell us that he has turned around now. But he's definitely trying to turn around, but he hasn't turned around yet. So I think I'm gonna mark it as neutral. I'm gonna leave it as neutral on the actual checklist. Okay, so I'm gonna mark this as I'm gonna mark it as neutral, and then the last thing we need to do is go. We need to go to the bots. Yeah, the bots, and let's see what the Q trend is telling us. The Q trend is telling us there might be, there's a strong chance for a buy, but it's not a buy yet. But yeah, so there might be a reversal. The UT bots, well, the UT bots say buy, you know. That was the UT bots, and let's do the super trend, and the super trend still says sell, you know. So yeah, I'm going to make that neutral as well. So let's go back. Let's go back to our checklist. And now that we see that we finished with the checklist, and the checklist basically telling us if you really want to do something short, you'll be better off by shorting or selling than to buy or go long now. And that is the checklist. All right, just before we wrap it up, I think you've noticed the amount of time that you spend to do on that one chart. Do the RSI. Go to your checklist. Go check, tick bearish, bullish or neutral. Then do the MACD. Then go back to your checklist. Go tick whatever is applicable. Then go back to your chart. Then do the EMA formation. Then go back to your checklist. Then come back. That's taken a hell of a lot of time. And the time is money. And especially when it comes to trading, you want to know, you want to analyze, get in the trade, get out, make your money, and walk away. So that's why this 4-chart layout that I call my one-stop shop. You can have different layouts within TradingView, and you can name them whatever you want. You can have a layout called the death cross. You can have a layout determining the bear or the bull cycle. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, you can have a layout in TradingView. So all I do is I just go to my layouts, I click, and boom shakalaka, there's my four charts. The RSI with the EMA formation on the top left. Just right of that, the alligator, the Williams alligator with the MACD. Then on the left bottom, we've got the Gaussian channel and the stochastic RSI. And then just to the right of that, we've got the bots. And the beauty of this is that I can jump. Okay, I've analyzed the Bitcoin now in the daily chart, and there's nothing for me. And I think, well, maybe Ethereum's got something for me. And I jump from there to Ethereum. And then, yeah, I say, okay, now maybe there's nothing in Ethereum for me. Then I go to XRP. From XRP, there's XRP. Then I can go to XLM, Stellar. I can go to Cardano within a blink of an eye. I've got it there, and I can do my checklist where it's taken us now. Yeah, a good part of 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do that checklist. It's taken me now. It'll take me now 1 minute to do a quick checklist on a coin or a stock or whatever you're trading. That makes it so much easier. Even with the time frames, I can go to BTC and say, okay, I only trade BTC. I don't trade anything else. And now see, there's nothing for me on the daily chart. Then I can go to the hourly chart and see maybe there's something for me on the hourly chart. You know, or maybe the 4-hour chart or the weekly chart. You know, so yeah, that's the beauty of having those 4 charts on one screen. Well, I'm also going to say goodbye now. I'm basically off to bed now. But before I go, and you're interested in using my checklist, you're welcome to grab a copy at the end of the video. So you guys must have a fantastic week. And trade smart, stay sharp, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Looking forward to see you traders again. Trade responsible, and don't forget your stop loss. Bye-bye.